There was only breath warm, steady, full of intention. Adam felt it before he understood anything else. A whisper of life poured gently into him. Darkness lifted from his mind like morning mist. For the first time, he opened his eyes to a world overflowing with color. Brilliant silence like drifting through towering trees. Rivers gliding like silver threads. Flowers opening as though welcoming him home. Adam didn't have words, but something inside him responded. Like his heart bowed. Time passed, he didn't know how much, only that every moment tasted like wonder. But even in the beauty, a quiet ache formed. He didn't understand it yet. He only felt the shape of loneliness, a hollow that Eden's perfection couldn't quite fill. Then God brought him into a clearing washed in gold. Adam felt the air shift, warm and expectant, as if creation leaned closer. God touched him again, gently, and sleep fell over him like a soft curtain. In that silence, something deeper than dreaming began. When he opened his eyes, she was standing before him. Light seemed to move differently around her, dancing on her skin. Her eyes carried curiosity, innocence, and something that made Adam's breath catch connection. She looked at him the way morning looks at the world, like everything was beginning again. He didn't know her name yet, but he knew this. The ache inside him was gone, replaced by something whole and unmistakably alive. And Eden felt complete. Eve loved the mornings most. Dew clung to every blade of grass like tiny stars refusing to fade with the rising sun. She would kneel, fingers brushing the earth, amazed that creation greeted her as gently as Adam did. Sometimes she would lift her head and find him watching her with that soft, stunned smile, as though every sunrise existed only to illuminate her face. They explored the garden with childlike wonder. Lions napped beneath fig trees, their breaths deep and harmless. Birds with impossible colors trailed them from branch to branch, singing melodies that felt like pure joy. There was no fear, no doubt, only harmony. A world balanced on perfect trust. But their favorite moments were in the cool of evening, when God walked with them. The air changed when he approached, not colder, not warmer, but fuller, as if every part of Eden leaned closer. They couldn't see his face fully, yet they knew him with a certainty deeper than memory. His presence felt like the safest place in existence. He asked them questions not because he needed answers, but because he delighted in their voices. And God listened as if each word was treasured. Yet even paradise held mystery. Shadows, not darkness, but the unknown. Paths they noticed but never wandered. Questions they didn't think to shape. Boundaries they honored without understanding fully why. And at the heart of the garden stood the one tree they never touched. The one God told them was not for them. The one that seemed to watch them back. Eve first noticed the serpent on a morning, so calm it felt like the garden was holding its breath. She walked alone near the heart of Eden, brushing her fingers across petals glowing with soft fire. Adam had gone to gather fruit, promising to return soon. She didn't mind the solitude. Eden never felt dangerous. It felt alive in a way that comforted her, like a mother cradling her children close. Then came the voice, not loud, not sharp, soft, so soft it felt like a thought she didn't remember thinking. Why do you walk with your eyes lowered, Eve? She turned. The serpent rested on a branch, its scales shimmering like captured sunlight. Its eyes were calm, almost gentle, but too knowing, too precise, as though it saw every hidden corner inside her. My eyes aren't lowered, she replied, though even as she said it, she knew they had been. A small ache lived inside her, quiet but persistent. You carry questions you do not speak, the serpent murmured. Eve stiffened. What questions? The ones you hide even from yourself. The ones you fear would disappoint the one who made you. Her heartbeat quickened. I don't fear him. No, The serpent said smoothly, "But you fear misunderstanding him." The words struck something tender and unexamined. She stepped closer without realizing. "Why would I misunderstand?" "Because you were made curious," the serpent said. "Curiosity is the beginning of wisdom." Wisdom. The word sank into her like a seed pressing into soft soil. The serpent's gaze drifted toward the tree at Eden's center, the one she owned. Adam never touched, never questioned. "You were told not to eat," it said. "But were you told why?" "God said it isn't for us." "But did he tell you the truth behind his command?" The serpent whispered. "Well, only the boundary." A breeze stirred the leaves, but Eve felt warmth pulling beneath her skin. "What truth?" she asked quietly. "That the fruit would open your eyes." It breathed. "That you would see as he sees. That you would become more. The word echoed inside her, almost painfully. The serpent leaned closer. "Eve, aren't you curious who you were meant to become if nothing held you back?" Adam returned to the clearing with a handful of figs, brushing leaves from his arms, smiling the way he always did when he found her. But the smile faded the instant he saw her standing near the tree they never touched. The air felt heavier, charged with something he had never felt before. "Eve," he called softly. She turned, and something in her eyes made his breath falter. Not darkness, not fear, but a tremor of awakening, a question that hadn't been there before. She stood as though an invisible hand pressed gently against her heart. Adam approached slowly. "Are you hurt?" "No," she whispered, though her voice wavered. Her gaze lifted to the fruit hanging above her, glowing faintly, as if lit from within. "Adam, have you ever wondered why we're not allowed to eat from this tree?" He froze. "Eve, we shouldn't be here." "I know," she said quickly. "I do. But don't you ever feel it? Like our souls are reaching for something we can't name? Like there's more we're meant to understand?" Adam felt a cold shiver trace his spine. "Who told you that?" She didn't speak. Her eyes flicked upward to the serpent resting in the branches, silent, watchful. Adam's jaw tightened. "Eve, what did it say to you?" Her chest rose with a trembling breath. "It said the fruit would open our eyes, that we would understand more, that maybe God wasn't withholding." Adam shook his head. "God made us. He walks with us. Why would he keep something good from us?" She stepped closer, voice soft and aching. "Adam, what if he wasn't hiding anything? What if he wanted us to choose what we become? What if we are meant to grow?" Adam took her hands, pulling her closer. "Eve, look at me." She lifted her eyes. Tears clung to her lashes. "I don't want to lose what we have," he whispered. "You, me, this garden. It's enough." But she wasn't sure anymore. Something inside her stirred a longing she couldn't quiet. Her gaze drifted back to the fruit. "I just want to understand," she breathed, "even if it scares me." Then, slowly, she reached up. "Eve, please," Adam begged, voice cracking. "Don't." Her fingers closed around the fruit. "Adam," she whispered, "I need to know." And she pulled it from the branch. The moment Adam bit into the fruit, the garden shuddered softly at first, like a sigh of disbelief, and then with a pulse that rippled through the ground beneath their feet. Something invisible broke, something sacred. Adam gasped as the taste hit him, sweet at first, then sharp, then unbearably heavy. It pressed against his chest, his mind, his very breath. He stumbled, reaching for Eve as if anchoring himself to the last familiar thing left in the world. Eve caught him, but her hands shook. Her eyes, once bright with childhood clarity, now flickered with fear. He recognized for the first time real fear. "Adam," she whispered, voice cracking. "I think we changed." The colors around them shifted. Eden no longer glowed with soft, living light. Shadows stretched